Okay, so today we will install a Citrix PVS server. I'm going with version 2203 LTSR 2203 CU4. So I already mounted the disk. Now I just have to start the auto run. Here we will select server installation. Those are the components that it will install. Before I started, I already have taken a snapshot of the server, just to have it nice and clean without any Citrix software on it, in case we have any issues that we can quickly revert. One additional information, I have prepared this server with two network cards, because you will have it like this in a productive environment. PVS server will have more than one network card. Maybe it will have 3 or 4, but we will configure it so that one network card is used for management and the other one is used for streaming the images. Accept the terms. Now here are all the ports that will be automatically opened with um, clicking next. So you need to know those ports in a productive environment. It will not be so easy, so you will have to open request on firewall configuration, but this depends on every environment. So we just go with next. Here select anyone who uses this computer. This doesn't matter, this username or organization. Let's type home. Does not matter at all. Leave the default installation folder. Next and install. We will so this is the first PVS server. I have a second one, so we will create a load balanced configuration, but first let's install this one, and we need to create the database, and we will not use the user wizard. We will create the database manually, because this is how you will do it 99% of the time in any environment, any productive environment. Sorry. Okay, so finish. So this is a message that the installation did not detect a console. So to be able to administer the Citrix PVS installation, you will need to install the console too, but we will install that later. So for now just click OK. Okay, welcome to the wizard. Okay, This is the wizard. Now it's asking us for our DHCP server. So PVS relies on a DHCP server, and that can be installed directly on the PVS server, or if you already have a DHCP server in your environment, you can use that one. I I already have a DHCP server that's on my domain controller, and I will leave it like this. So Microsoft DHCP, and it runs on it runs on a different computer, not on this, because I told you I have it somewhere else. Next. Now the second question is about the PXS services, and those services run on your Citrix, on your not Citrix, yeah, Citrix, on your PVS server. So here you should select Citrix provisioning PXE on this computer, because here you will install them. Just the DHCP is on a different server. Next, now we have the option to create a farm or join an existing farm. As I told you, we want to create the SQL database without the wizard, and we will stop here, and we will go to the program files, because the software is already installed, but the wizard, this second wizard, is about creating or joining an database. So you can leave it like this, and just go to program files, search for Citrix, then search for provisioning services, and then search for a file called dbscript. dbscript, okay, this one. Run as an administrator. Okay, now it wants, so it's asking you new database or upgrade database. We are clearly creating a new database, and it wants the script name, but it also wants a location for it, and let's put it in the temp, and let's create, the name is fine, we will leave it like this, but we'll just save it in the temp folder. Now it's asking us for the database name. Let's name it somehow, let's name it different. I want to name it different because I want to know that this was installed, so the farm was created with manual SQL PVS, SQL manual. Because I will also create a video with automatic creation of the database, but I want to be able to differentiate them. So this is the database name, farm name, let's call it test lab, also manual. Site, manual. like collection manual. Okay, this part it's asking for an administrator group that will administer your um, PVS server. Um, you will not see your group if, example, if you have a different group, it only shows some groups, but this can be changed later, so you can go with, I don't know, built-in administrator, it doesn't matter, or built-in users, because you will come back when it's done and change this, and you click OK, and it should have created the SQL script under C temp. Okay, now probably you will not have access to the SQL server in a productive environment, and you just have to take this file and give it to the SQL team. But we are here in our lab and we are the SQL team, and just copy it here. Open SQL Studio. I have SQL 2022 installed, so I'm using the latest and greatest. Just connect. I have multiple databases, but nothing with PVS. So let's just go with file, open, file, search for our file. Where is it? In temp, this one, open. And just click execute. Okay, query executed successfully. I don't see any errors, and the database should appear here. But we need to wait a little bit, or maybe refresh. Okay, here it is, PVS manual. Okay, so we have our database. Now we can go back to our PVS installation and select join existing farm, because the SQL database is already created. It will ask us for the SQL name, the SQL server name, and in my case is SQL01 testlab.com. It also asks for an instance name, but I only have one, so I don't need to type anything. I'm using the default port for the connection, so it's 1433. Now let's go with next. Okay, leave it like this. Active Directory integrated. Okay. Now, if anything was wrong, you would not reach the screen. So as you can see, it sees the database. So this is the database previous manual, and the site and the name of the farm. Just go next. You leave it like this, existing site, because we already set up that, and it's asking us for a store. Okay, so I'm not prepared to, I forgot about the store, doesn't matter. We will give it manual store, and we need a drive where we will save the configuration, and I didn't create a drive, but maybe you can do this right now. Okay, so let me go to through VM to VMware and edit. I should be able to add a hard disk. $90 GB is okay because we need some space. Maybe we will give it 100. Thin provisioned because we are here on our lab and we do not have so much space, and everything else should be like the first drive. Thin provisioned. Okay, looks good. Just go with save. Now we have 2 disks, and let's also make the new disk visible in our PVS server. MMC should work. We don't need to reboot or anything. Disk management. Yes, this computer. And let's see. Okay, so it does see the new disk. Let's bring it online. Initialize. GPT, always select GPT because we do not have any OS to install on it. So, okay. Now we need to create a volume. So D is used by, okay, let's keep it drive letter E. Next, let's call it PVS store. Quick format, okay, and finish. Okay. Now we should see the second disk. Okay, great. I will create a folder PVS store, and we will use this one to in our installation. Okay, let's copy as path. Don't need this anymore. Let's go to doesn't need the okay, next. Licensing server. Okay, my licensing server is like 01.test.com. We're using the port on-premise because we have an on-premise. Okay, next. Okay, now here you need a service account. Service account. Do not leave it like this network service account in a productive environment. You will always need a service account, and I believe I have one. Let's see. Let me just quickly check in Active Directory. I believe I created an account yesterday. PVS admin, yeah, this is the one. PVS admin. Okay, let's go back. PVS admin. Domain, it's testlab.com. Password, okay. Password, next. Automate computer account password updates. Yeah, you can leave it like this. I like the default. Now, this is important. It is asking us for the streaming network card and the managing network card. And from what I know, let me check my 1 second. I have an Excel file with all my IP addresses. Okay, so where is my PVS? So PVS 01. I will use 110.07 for managing and the other one for streaming. Okay, so 109 is for streaming and managing is for 107. Okay. One more time. So streaming network count 109 and management 107. Okay, perfect. Next. Click on use the Citrix TFTP service. Now, this is important. I just want to stop here and go to the DHCP server because we need to configure a few settings in our DHCP server, and I wanted to show you one important configuration that it's needed. Okay, let me go to, I also have the DHCP here, DHCP. So I have only one network in a productive environment. Maybe you will have a lot of networks. So here we need to configure here three options: option 11, 66, and 67. Let me show you configure option. So as I told you, first it's 11. That is resource location server. Here we need to type our PVS streaming IP. So let's go back. So this one with 109. So this is important. 109 009, add. Okay, now the second option is 066, that's the boot server. Where are you? 066. Okay, boot server name here. Here you can also type the same IP. I will not use a DNS entry. I will use the IP 235.109, and the last one is the boot file name. And here we need to type the name from the TFTP file. So this one, just copy it, go back to the DHCP server and paste. Okay, apply and okay. Let's check. So resource location, boot server host name, and boot file name. Okay, looks good. Now we can go on. Streaming, okay, next. I normally do not change anything here. I don't type my, you have to have a Citrix account here if you want to report issues. I have one, but this is my home lab, so I will not use it here. Okay, and here is the summary of everything you have configured, and you just click on finish. It warns you that the firewall might be in the way, so you have to check on the communication on the firewall. Okay, everything went well, just click done. Okay, one more thing that you have to install, as you saw that warning, we have the necessary components installed, but we need to manage them, and for that we need the console. So we need to install the console too. This console can be installed on a different server if you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be here, but I do not have so many servers available, so I will install it here. One more time, this doesn't matter. This user, anyone, leave the default folder, next, and install. Okay, and then click finish. And this should be all for now. Let's exit and test a connection. farm, and here it's asking for our management IP address. So let me close this and minimize. So as I told you, we selected 107 to be the management IP address, and this is what we will type here. 235S107 and use Windows credentials. Perfect. Connect. Okay, here is our site, and it looks good. Now let's add that group that I was talking about, that administer group. Okay, so to do that, after we are connected to our farm, just go right click and properties, and here under security tab, so it says groups with farm administrator access, and I do not want to have only all the users, and I want to add my own group. What was the normal groups? Okay, we have to add them here first. Let me see if I have a group. Let's go back to Active Directory. I believe I did create a group. Infra admins, Citrix admin. This group looks good. Let's see, I have some members here. Let's also add the PVS admin and my global admin, the user that I'm always using. Okay, perfect. And now let's go back here and search for my group. Perfect. Add. And then go with, I want to remove those if I can. Just go OK. And okay. Now it's letting us add that one. Still no remove option. I would like to remove those, at least from this. Let me see why doesn't it work. Or maybe I will check it later. Yeah, nevertheless, I will check it later how to remove that group. But basically, this was it. So this was the first part. I will create another video on how to join the second PVS to this farm. Thank you for watching.